Okay guys, I'd like to welcome you all here today. We're running a hustings event, so for you guys to look over the nominations of candidates who's running for president and vice president. So firstly I'd like to welcome Cardiff Rhiannon and Ashika Thomas. They're both running to be your president, and we'd like to invite them to put forward their manifestos for you to have a listen to. So I'd like to welcome Ashika. Whoa.
What happened then?
Okay, that's Bob. You'll have 3 minutes to represent your manifesto.
Good afternoon to all. I'm Ashika Thomas, doing BSc Nursing, and I'm enrolled in Year 1 in Glamlife campus. I feel I can represent students. I'm confident that I will lead the students throughout the year in an excellent way, and I will do my level best for the betterment of student union. I'm hardworking and loyal, so you can trust me and vote for me. I can guarantee that I will do everything to make student union a key part of student year. I will make student union representative of all students, irrespective of their nationality, language, color, and differences. Welfare of the students will be my prime priority. I will bring more transparency to the union activities. And that's all. Thank you.
Next is Cardiff Rhiannon.
Cardiff. My name is Cardiff Rhiannon, and I'm running for your SU president. We today are standing in the midst of the heart of our country, Cardiff. Cardiff is recognised worldwide as being a major UK landmark. Our university extends to this and is the forefront of growth and innovation. If this is so, then why does it seem that our Atrium campus is somewhat left behind? We have a state-of-the-art, swanky-looking building with lots to offer. We have provision for sought-out courses in fashion, photography, the arts and animation. We have food and drink provision, and we have a beautiful view outlook in the city. But what we haven't had is representation. We haven't had an individual who has stood for the rights of our Atrium students. We haven't had an individual willing to listen to our views and work on our behalf. We haven't had face-to-face representation from our sabbatical officers. I aim to change that. The merger has brought a number of positive things to our university, and the major one being the role of VP Cardiff. Having a Cardiff sabbatical representative will mean that you have an officer dedicated to Atrium working all day long. It means the Cardiff's voice will finally be heard. What will I do, may you ask? I will promise to work alongside the elected VP to conquer the issues you have. I will stand to defend and extend the rights of every single individual on this campus. I promise to be a presence on campus as I have been every single Thursday this year. I promise to battle for an SU space that doesn't look like a big shed. With our SU building contract ending soon, the push for Atrium 2 will be ever so important. I will lead in that push. Our beloved shed this year has failed to provide drafted beer on tap. With the new SU developments, I will push for an SU space that will provide for this. We have lovely food and drink on offer at Atrium, but this comes at extra cost if we need to take money out in order to eat it. I would like to work with our elected officer and the local banks to try and reduce the prices of our cash machine on campus so it's cheaper to take out money to buy food. I'm a very active person. I'm currently a member of 8 societies, 1 sports team. I'm an SVR and currently the Treforest Welsh officer. I've been involved enough to understand where these societies, teams and clubs are based. I can tell you now that not many are at Atrium. If elected, I would like to expand the number of societies by providing knowledge on them and how you're able to join. I would like to make the setting up of a society more accessible by providing individuals with the society packs online. This, I hope, will encourage individuals to have the confidence in setting a society up here at Atrium. Change comes with leadership that cares enough to fight. I am that person. Vote for me, Cardiff Rhiannon, as your USW president, and I promise to fight for the rights of our Atrium students. I promise to represent you to the fullest, and I promise change. Thank you for listening.
I'd also like to make the announcement that the other person standing for president, Ted Curry, is unable to attend today and has sent his apologies as he has an exam. Okay? Okay, so question time. Ashik, it's your turn to choose a question first. Thank you very much. Okay. So the first question. Do you feel you are the best candidate for the role, and explain why? You have 1 minute.
Yeah, I feel so because I'm sure that I can represent students. I can, I mean, what? I'm a person who is ready to care for everyone, and I'm the future of nurse. So I have the good interpersonal skill, which I can, I have good interpersonal skills, and I can understand the feeling and the problem of every student who approach me with problem, and I will lead them, and I can guide them, and I can solve their problems, and I feel I'm good enough to solve the problems, and so that is why I feel that I will be a good representative of students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Karis, do you feel you are the best candidate for the role, and please explain why?
Most definitely, because I understand each campus. I've been to each campus, I've worked on each campus, I've set up things for every single campus. I'm not just a candidate from one set of the university, say as Treforest or Atrium or Newport City or Caerleon. I've been to every single one, so I understand the views and the needs of each campus, not just one individual one. As president, my manifesto is to actually implement change and not just talk about it, so yeah, I do.
Next question. Okay, this one's directed to you first, Karis. As a chair of the Board of Trustees, how do you hope to shape the future of the union, including finances?
Okay, I think a major one with Glamorgan University in particular in the past, we've relied on union-related funding for different events and things like that, whereas the Newport side of things have implemented a sort of like a scholarship system from the university, where the university buys back into the union. I'd like to fight as University of South Wales so that our university is working alongside our union in funding for different things. Just like the May Ball that happened this year, there's no reason why our university can't back things like that as well. With relation to other finance areas, well, that will vary depending on the case.
Thank you. I'd like to ask you again. Okay, so Ashik, as a chair of the Board of Trustees, how do you hope to shape the future of the union, including the finances?
I will bring more transparency to club activities and union activities, and about finance. I would like to spend more money on charity works, and so that I can support the needy ones, and also by conducting more events, I can collect money, and yeah, my main aim will be to serve people like charity.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay, so Ashik. The National Union of Students have recently reported on an appalling lad culture at universities across the country, which seriously compromises the health and well-being of female students. What do you to propose to do about it? Good.
Actually, I didn't get that.
NUS, they're saying that there's a massive lad culture around universities, and it's compromising the health and well-being of female students. So how do you to propose to deal with this? What do you do? Yeah, like no, it's the lad culture. Lad culture, like boys being boys, boys being chauvinistic, stuff like that.
I don't think I can answer. Sorry about it. I don't think I can answer.
It's like, what would you do to help the female students to prevent lads?
No idea, I'm sorry.
No?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry about that. Same to you then, Karis, right? NUS have recently reported on an appalling lad culture at universities across the country, which seriously compromises the health and well-being of female students. What do you propose to do about it?
Okay, well, I was at the NUS Women's Conference, which brought this issue up. There's a massive issue about lad culture in universities that is sort of going against the feminist way. It's quite easy to start off, really. If I did get elected as president, I'd be leading by example, because I'd been elected female president. Going around the university and things, yeah, posters and things can happen as well, but in our university we've got a policy that sort of outright rules out lad culture anyway, so I don't see it as an issue in our university. But if it did become an issue and extended as an issue, then I would just put it through policy that if anything happened like that, there would be consequences for it, like there are in halls, like there are in the union, and just extend that.
Thank you very much. The candidates, please take on board what they have said. And now I would like to welcome
I deliver results, and I've done that
the two candidates.
time and time again. This year, as in my position as Tequila Radio, we've made several steps forward. We've done things that we've been involved for. I was on BBC Six Music back in October. We've done events here and in the local area, and we've really tried to improve the experience, not just for people who are involved in it, but also people who listen to the station. I set realistic goals, and I think that's outlined in my manifesto, which I'll get on to in a minute. I know the union from working with them over the year as chair, and seeing kind of both sides of things and seeing how there's issues between, in terms of certain things, there's certain things you can't do, but there's certain things you can do. So my 5 key points really, I'm trying to make a more mobile union. I think in the short term, you can't really improve this building exactly, so we would try and go for using more outsourced stuff, you could use the local businesses as a place of maybe hosting events or hosting something like that. Hands-on support, I think one of the unique positives about the atrium is that it's quite easy to treat people on a one-on-one basis, because we've got probably the smallest representation in terms of numbers for a region, so it's a lot easier to provide hands-on support, and I do that a lot. Anyone who knows my stuff at Tequila, I basically I have my finger in the pie for every single part of the society. Also want to campaign to get extra opening hours for the library and the university itself, because that's affecting people. Obviously that's more of a university thing, but I think it's something I can help out with from a student perspective. Society support, especially financially, because I find it complicated at the moment, and obviously you have to go, it's quite difficult to deal with stuff in Cardiff for that. And communication, really, I think that's very important. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't really get noticed as much in terms of social media, in terms of student media, and in terms of face-to-face communication. Thank you very much.
So next I would like to introduce Carmel to you. 3 minutes, Carmel.
Hi guys, I'm Carmel, and for those of you that don't know, if there was a spotted Glamorgan page for getting your face about, I'd probably be on it. At the moment, I am a member of several societies, and yes, I do travel up to Forest to do that, but I also do take part in the debating society academically, and we have had meetings here in Cardiff. I do trampolining, which is also based in Cardiff, and a lot of people, and I feel that a lot of students down here don't know what they're missing and don't potentially know what societies are out there, because I don't see anywhere up here where we've got a list of any societies, and that's something that I really want to change. People need to know what's out there and need to know how to do it if it doesn't exist already. So what's in it for me? Well, believe it or not, I have actually enjoyed what I've already done so far. I am an SVR, I've been a course rep, and I've also been on student council. So this really is pretty much the next step for me. It's the biggest leap, if you like, really, for me. But it's something that I'm really looking forward to the opportunity, if you'll give it to me, to take part in. Being an SVR has been really rewarding, but it's all about showing other people how to get what they need or how to make changes. It's not really about doing anything yourself, it's about helping everybody else. It's not about action and doing stuff, and I really want to do that. I want to make things happen and I want to make changes. I've got plenty of plans and ideas for this place to make it better, to improve it, regardless of how small this building is. I know what it used to be like 2 years ago when I was a student, and I want to bring what was good back, and I want to make some changes that are going to make a positive difference for the student experience here. For students that can't travel to Forest or can't travel to Newport and still want to do stuff. So, what do I think you need? Well, you need things to happen in Cardiff. I want to bring activities and events to Cardiff because CCI is full of so many creative people, and there's plenty of people here who can get involved and do stuff. And it doesn't necessarily mean sport. Although, I don't believe that just because we're creative doesn't mean that we don't do any sport. I compete for trampolining. That doesn't necessarily mean that everybody here wants to compete in sport, but I do believe that some of us actually do want to go to the gym and do want to get some exercise. And at the moment, we don't really have a facility for students dedicated to students that's affordable. Secondly, I also do want to facilitate the possibility if people do want to compete in sport to be able to do so, whether that's travelling or supporting you financially to be able to do it. I also believe that we need events and socials in here as well as out and about in Cardiff. To Forest have poker, pub quizzes, the longest day and a freshers fair. We don't have any of that. We used to have a quiz here that was really popular, and we also used to have poker on a Monday night, which was again very popular, and it was a community as well of people that got involved. So, why me? Well, I've been in several societies. Okay, give me 2 seconds.
No, the rules are the rules.
Okay, I've been there, I've done everything.
Yeah, calm down now.
That's what I said, I wanted to talk.
Is alcohol drink in the sport? Okay. Question time. Richard, because you went first on the manifesto, Carmel can go first on this one. Okay, Carmel. How are you going to support our liberation campaigns? You have 1 minute.
Do you know what? The honest answer is I'm going to be there. I'm going to be out and about, and I want to take part in any events and any support that is held here at the atrium or in Cardiff. And I think the most important thing is to actually get out there and to support people. It means that if they're having a film night or they've got a new release of something coming out that the students are getting involved with, or they're entering competitions. We've just had one of our students, Rachel Roberts, get to the MTV students over the summer to go and do an application there, but she needed people to like her Facebook page. She needed people to get out there and to actually appreciate her. And if people tell me that there's something going on, I will be there. I will do my best to be there in support. And also, I think that this is a very privileged position to be in, so you need to share it and you need to tell everybody you know about it. So that's basically how I do it.
So glad you didn't go over the minute. Yeah. Okay, Richard, next one, same to you, right? How are you going to support our liberation campaigns?
Define liberation campaign.
Liberation.
Do you mean in terms of like someone going out and protesting about something, or are we talking about?
Yeah, like LGBT.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think as an international student myself from Jersey, it is international. Let's not joke about it. But I do represent. I do understand how people move from one place and have a difference when it becomes it. I think there's a lot of the thing about the atrium. There's a lot of different cultures here, a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds and have a lot of different beliefs. And I think that isn't exactly represented, but it's quite difficult to do without having someone here. So that's obviously one step forward we're making already. I think what I can do really is I can support people in a way by basically trying to help them out. I mean, what I try and do in my campaign was to do one-to-one communication and talk to them about what they want, and in terms of, okay, is that my minute? Can I have 4 seconds back?
Basis. For example, picking up your application packs. If you wanted to be in student council this year, then you had to come here and you had to ask for an application pack, and they didn't actually know which one to give you. So things like that, which I think are really important and really essential, the people that you're going to get this information from need to be able to answer every single question that you could possibly have about the entire process. And I think having the facilities online so that you can actually find out this stuff for yourself, if you really want to be engaged, then you're going to do it. And I think the best way to do that is to make sure that people are as informed as possible about things. I also think that you need to be on the ground and talking to people on a one-to-one basis, because I've spoken to plenty of people that are interested in being on council next year.
Thank you very much. So now, I mean, it's the final question. There is only 3 questions. I'm not going to give you the envelope to pull it out. I might as well do it myself, okay? So Carmel, this is to you first this time. Students at Treforest often come to Cardiff and have no problem jumping on a train to visit the atrium. Why do you think students at the atrium are so averse to taking a 20-minute train ride up the valleys to join in with activities and events in the Union at Treforest?
Okay, let's make a very quick comparison. Cardiff city centre versus a little Welsh village somewhere that you've never heard of, okay? I don't want to insult anyone from Treforest, but I can tell you that if they're going to go on a long night out and they want to stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be in Cardiff. So you've already broken the ice by being in the same city, and the chances are, if you're going from Queen Street Station, you're walking past your own university campus. So the awareness is there already of where it is and how to get here. However, with Cardiff students, for example, my entire application day, I didn't spend a single day going up to Treforest. I didn't break the ice of actually visiting a campus I'd never heard of and didn't really know anything where I was going or what I was doing until my second year. And I think that's got to change. We've got to get atrium students that want to go up there to actually go and visit, because until they've done it once, they're not going to want to do it again. And I think that does cause a lot of unrest and make people a little bit nervous. And I think if we break the ice right at the beginning of the year, they'll do it again.
Thank you very much. Okay, Richard, same to you. Students at Treforest often come to Cardiff and have no problem jumping on a train to visit the atrium. Why do you think students at the atrium are so averse to taking a 20-minute train ride up the valley to join in with activities and events at the Students' Union Treforest?
Well, I think Carmel made some good points actually, and one of the things you say, okay, you can say 20 minutes, but it's also £4.25 of a rail card, so that's every time you go. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if you're doing that every week, a couple of times a week, I know a guy who does hockey, and he spends like 15 quid a week on train travel, so it's not really that affordable. So that's one reason. I mean, also, there's not a lot of other reasons to go to Treforest. It's like, I'll go to the university, or I'll go to do my sports or whatever. You won't go for something else. Whereas if you're in Cardiff, you probably would go for something else. You'd go for a night out. You'd go, there's loads of places here. You've got the Bay, you've got the city centre. So I just think that's the reason why it is. And to have more stuff in Cardiff would be able to decrease that cost for the student.
Okay, that's the end of the questions for the Vice President. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll be back up in Treforest for 3:30. Come along, have a look.